See, Turek, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy Bo, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. All right, as you can see by the title, we're continuing the signs through the series, the signs through the houses series, excuse me, y'all. And we're picking it up with Gemini in the second house. All right, y'all. So before we get into it, y'all make sure to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. I'm posting my Patreon monthly classes on my site, so I now have my planetary aspect classes up there, including my fundamentals to reading the natal chart class up there. Both classes 2 hours long, so a lot of information to grasp. So y'all make sure to check into my Patreon as well. But let's get right into it, okay? So y'all want to check out my Aries through the second house video to get more of a breakdown of the second house. But when you look at the second house is a fixed earth house and is dealing with our career approach, overall our value system. So what we feel like we have to offer to the world, what is it we feel like we have to use that we brought in this lifetime to use in order to build something, to structure things, and also correlates to our self-esteem, okay? So let's get right into it. Gemini is mutable air, all right, and is ruled by Mercury. So for one, you need to know what house you have Mercury in, because the Mercury rules this house. When we look at the house lord of the second house, the house lord of the second house is going to show you where you can access energies in order to meet some monetary gains. You know, the house Mercury is going to be in, the second house lord overall is going to show you the area of life that you can access in order to start building things with least resistance here. All right, once again, the house lords are always going to give us natural subconscious direction, okay? So Gemini being mutable air, Gemini's mutable signs are the most flexible and adaptable signs, and we know air is dealing with logic, communication, interaction. So overall, Gemini in the second house, this person may entertain many things for career. They may entertain a whole bunch of shit when it comes to career. May feel like they could do a lot of things. Gemini in the second house most likely might be a Taurus rising. Okay, and we know Taurus risings, Taurus energy gets busy. Taurus energy is about building, okay? Is the self-esteem energy. So when we got Gemini here, this person may actually overwhelm themselves entertaining too many things, feeling like they could do too many things in career-wise, to the point they have to realize that they have to lock in on one thing. We know Gemini could be jack of all trades energy, so that's how it could influence the second house. So this is going to bring some flexible energy here. This person may be able to multitask, work different jobs, do different things, have their hand in different pots career-wise, okay? Work on what they're working on and collab with somebody else on another project. They have the capacity to do that here, but y'all just got to make sure when you have too much on your plate, okay? So the things that y'all truly value can get some attention and grow here. So you're gonna see some entrepreneur freelancing type energy here, because with Gemini mutable air, that's the air for everybody. It's the air we can all connect to and perceive and analyze and connect with. So you know, Gemini in this house, it ain't gonna really stay still with career. It needs to do different things. It's gonna be real active. Air in the earth houses is gonna have to learn to work with other people. It's gonna have to learn to interact, collab, and network with other people. Gemini in this house may already have natural networking skills, period. So that's that, okay? But needs to learn to build one thing up at a time. So you guys, you know, once again, you're gonna feel like you can do a lot of things, guys, but that could be the very thing that's overwhelming you. I mean, sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice to say, okay, I'm gonna give this majority of attention, boom, 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 let this grow up a little bit before I feel like I can entertain other things. Now, with Gemini here, Mercury being the ruler of the second house, the intellect, rational thinking, and forms of communication are gonna be the things this person feel like they have to offer when it comes into career approach. These are the natural things this person might fall into a career. Things dealing with communication, interaction with others, and there's so many different careers that could get into that. But when they do fall into them type of careers, they thrive there. They thrive. Air in the earth houses, they gonna thrive with forms of communication, dealing with others with what they do in their career. But once again, when we talk about rational thinking and them feeling like the intellect is what they have to bring, they value their intellect. They value their ability to use the mind here. Okay? So that is gonna be emphasizing what they do. They're gonna put their mind towards what they do in career. Okay? And they could bring multiple ideas and solutions to the table. All right, that's going to be something that's the value they're going to bring in whatever industry and company and they're in. They're going to be able to bring multiple ideas, multiple solutions, multiple perspectives of how we could work on something, get to the bag. Gemini in this house, let's say what they feel like they have to offer is being a rapper, and that could be very likely air, words, air signs, you know, it could correlate to music. So you put air in the second house. Let's say this person want to be a rapper. They about to have a platoon of ideas of, okay, should I like drop a mixtape first? Well, we could drop the mixtape first. We could run ads on that, market that, or I could drop singles, boom, 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 at a time like that, boom. Or I could work. They're gonna come to the they're gonna come to the blueprint, the table, with a bunch of solutions. Okay, so like I said, it could entertain a lot of things when we get to this house. But it's definitely gonna naturally be able to bring a bunch of solutions and ideas and perspectives to things. May attract a lot of criticism in the career area. Can overthink when embarking on career goals. So Mercury's here. We're naturally gonna remember the influences and the signs are the signs are not necessarily what you're doing. They're influencing your characteristics. So not they're influencing your characteristics, but we develop characteristics from the energy that's influencing the house. I think I just said the same shit. But remember, the signs are not what we're doing. The planets, these are our tools. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, that's what we're doing. The house is the areas of life. So having Taurus in this house is going to develop characteristics for this person over time. So when we say they may attract a lot of criticism, you're going to attract externally what's the signs that's in the house. Planets can also bring some energies into the house, but even though that's what you're doing, but the signs is bringing the influences here. So we all have a second house, but depending on what house is there, that's what type of world our second house is like. That's what type of influence our second house is undergoing. So Mercury here, just by default, you know, you're gonna be real critical of yourself with career, but you may attract that. You may attract a lot of constructive criticism. A lot of people just, you know, trying to see the details to what you're doing in the workplace and career. When you have certain career goals, you may have parents, siblings, friends that like, you sure you want to do that, trying to size up you to make sure you know what you want to do. And that also may derive from you being a little wishy-washy, being a little bit all over the place career-wise as well. Okay, this is a fixed house. This is a fixed earth house, so this house needs to be locked in and needs patience and diligence. So when you put mutable energy here, mutable might entertain way too much. Okay, now, and when I say they could overthink, the overthinking really comes from them seeing too many ways to do something. That's what the overthinking comes from. So guys, Taurus risings with Gemini in the second house, don't let your ideas bully you in career. You have to exercise. You have to take action. The more action you take, the more result you allow yourself to get back. That's just gonna help you find more clarity with what is it you truly want to do. But if you just sit there on all these multiple, beautiful, fruitful ideas you have, you can kind of overwhelm yourself like that. So y'all gotta be careful with that. Where we at? Okay, embarking on career goals. May see too much ways to do things. Yeah. And you know, once again, having air here, you may just attract, you know, different business relationships, partners, collabs, and, you know, once again, natural networking energies here by default. By default is air in the earth house. So you're gonna experience, you know, you're gonna be learning from others a lot of the time. You're gonna be able to gain so much information for what is it that you really want to do, whether it's the relationships you have, friendships you have. Gemini correlates to the familiar surroundings, local environment. It may be something in your local environment, even though we're not talking about the third house, which represents your familiar surroundings. The frequency vibration of Gemini correlates out that third house that's dealing with familiar surroundings. So this, your local environment, your neighbors, the people you grew up around, siblings. So this person may be able to take a chunk of what they were influenced by when it comes to their local surroundings and be able to implement that into career, whether it's a form of information, knowledge, Mercury, information, air, okay, and end up being something they're able to convey, communicate, relate, interact with others, air. All right, so you guys can't be reluctant to want to build, connect, network with others. That's actually you working your energies in this house more, you know, more in your favor. All right, guys. That's what we're dealing with Gemini in the second house. You want to know what house you have Mercury in, guys. That's the house that's going to give you direct access to meeting monetary gains and building up forms of stability and career with the least resistance, because that's what you set up spiritually. Our house lords, that's the direction design we set up for us to find guidance in these areas of life and for us to evolve in these areas of life. Alright, family? So y'all already know what it is. Tap into the website to connect with the Lucky Libra. Y'all go ahead and cop them classes, Fundamentals to Reading the Natal Chart, Planetary Aspects. Y'all go ahead and tap into my Patreon, alright? Until next time, we picking it up with Cancer in the second house. Peace.